America is back. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
Our tariffs will remain in place until the U.S. tariffs are withdrawn, and not a moment sooner. I want to speak first directly to the American people. We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But your government has chosen to do this to you.
相互尊重。
Speaking to reporters Tuesday, a Chinese parliamentary spokesperson said China was willing to resolve U.S. concerns through consultation and dialogue, but will not accept threats and oppression.
Longest presidential speech to a joint session of Congress ever. President Trump spoke for more than 90 minutes, recapping his first 6 weeks in office and laying out his vision for the nation's future. The president touted the rapid changes being made by his administration. He also addressed tariffs, saying they're intended to make America rich again.
Trump said on social media that tariffs would remain in place until the two countries clamp down on drugs, particularly fentanyl, and migrants crossing the border illegally. The threatened new tariff would appear to violate the terms of the USMCA Agreement on Trade, which took effect in 2020 after Trump signed it into law. That deal continued the largely duty-free trade between the three countries.
If the US has ulterior motives and insists on waging a tariff war, trade war, or any other kind of war, China will fight the US till the end. We advise the US to put away its bullying face and return to the right track of dialogue and cooperation before it is too late.
None of this is truly a surprise. It's not a surprise move by Beijing, and certainly the United States isn't going to be that surprised by it. I've been talking to a number of sources who are both in diplomatic and economic circles, and the real question was, it wasn't if China was going to respond, it was when and just how strong of a response it would be. And now we have these actions from today. And Becky, as we've talked before, this very much falls in line with China's foreign policy playbook of tit for tat. You hurt me, I will hurt you back. And now China is responding in this very forceful way, Becky.
Trump's trade policies, aiming for economic protectionism and prosperity. In a bold move to bolster American industries, President Donald Trump has implemented a series of aggressive tariffs aimed at protecting domestic jobs and encouraging local investment. The new trade policies include a 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico, and a 10% tariff on Chinese goods. These actions are part of Trump's broader strategy to reduce the U.S. trade deficit, promote America First policies, and revitalize manufacturing sectors that have struggled in recent decades. While President Trump acknowledged that these tariffs might cause some short-term economic disruptions, including potential increases in prices for consumers and minor disturbances in global supply chains, he remained resolute in their long-term value. In a recent speech, he emphasized that these measures were essential in restoring American prosperity. We are bringing jobs back to America. Our industries are being protected. This is a necessary disruption to ensure we come out ahead in the global marketplace, Trump said. The decision to impose tariffs has stirred up both optimism and concern within economic circles. Supporters of the tariffs argue that they will make American-made goods more competitive, boost domestic production, and create jobs, especially in the steel, automotive, and technology sectors. On the other hand, critics warn that the tariffs could lead to higher costs for consumers and disrupt established global supply chains. Businesses that rely on imports for raw materials may face increased production costs, which could translate into higher prices for goods. The 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico are particularly significant as these countries are major trade partners of the U.S. The tariffs, combined with new trade regulations, are part of the Trump administration's renegotiation of the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, now rebranded as the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA. The hope is that this new agreement will give U.S. manufacturers more favorable terms and stronger protections against foreign competition. Similarly, the 10% tariffs on Chinese goods are part of an ongoing trade war that has seen the U.S. and China exchange tariff hikes and retaliatory measures. While the U.S. government asserts that these tariffs are necessary to protect intellectual property rights and combat unfair trade practices, critics suggest they could trigger further escalation in global trade tensions, potentially hurting U.S. consumers and businesses reliant on Chinese imports. Despite the mixed reactions, Trump has maintained that the tariffs are necessary for securing a prosperous future for American workers and industries. This is not about short-term disruption, this is about securing long-term economic strength, he stated. In the coming months, the impact of these tariffs will become clearer as businesses adjust to the new trading environment, and the administration monitors the evolving global economic landscape.